Fuzzy pickle. We talk about heroes and role models, and the reality is that we're influenced by those we can reach out and touch. My parents, from as early on as I can remember, emphasized the importance of whatever you do it well. They also understood that for a young black kid growing up in Canton, Ohio, that education was critical. In 1954, I was 8 years old. The United States Supreme Court decided Brown versus the Board of Education. It gave me the sense that if the law had the power to end segregation, it really had the power to create fairness. Over time, I developed the sense that the law was about fairness, about justice. I ended up playing football more by chance than by design. My brother played. He seemed to have fun at it. And so I thought I'd, give it a try to follow in his footsteps. Turns out I had some aptitude for it. I look back on my football career, and it was an important part of my life. It was central to creating the person who I am. I enrolled in law school the first time in 1968, my second year with the Vikings. Dropped out fairly quickly, went back, and so I finished law school and started practicing. Finished my football career, then practiced in the private sector, moved to the Minnesota Attorney General's office, and in 1992 I was elected to serve on the Supreme Court. My time on the Minnesota Supreme Court, let's just say it doesn't get any better. The opportunity to try to ensure justice for all, to me that's pretty special. I am the beneficiary of having married a woman who had a vision, had an understanding of justice. Diane and I started the Page Education Foundation in 1988. The idea came about the night that I found out that I was going to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. What if we could start an education foundation, giving hope to young men and women of color in Minnesota? I think we're starting to approach 9,000 Page scholars who have worked with young children, sending the strong, clear message to those young children that education is a tool that they can use to achieve their hopes and dreams. Justice Allen Page Elementary is a brand new school, and it's kind of a school that's on the cutting edge in terms of its design. Can you see the circus animals? No. I've been in classrooms, in schools, talking about the importance of treating people based on what they do and who they are, not the color of their skin. Be curious, and importantly, be kind. This is my second opportunity to present the Lincoln portrait. Back in 2016, they asked me, and I was petrified, but said yes, did it, survived it. It was fun.
And then you repeat it, because you say, this is what he said, this is what who? Abraham Lincoln said.
Fellow citizens, we cannot escape history. The performance is in the context of Juneteenth this year, but I see both the words and the performance in the context of kind of a long arc. And so the words in the Lincoln portrait are as important today as they were when he spoke them.
We hold the power and bear responsibility.
Juneteenth is our history. He was born in Kentucky, raised in Indiana. The orchestra does performances related to our history all the time. And when I say our history, I mean the collective R, not just for African Americans, but for all of us. As our case is new, so we must think anew,
And
act anew.
And so
I'm honored and excited that the Minnesota Orchestra understands that this is who we are and incorporates in their programming all of us. The arts are a place, if you will, where we all exist. If we don't understand our past, we are doomed, as they say, to repeat it. And so it was important for Diane and important for me to do something that would help us understand that past. She had this vision that we should do this exhibit, and we connected with the Minneapolis Central Library. And they had an exhibit space, and we came up with the name Testify, a little bit of a play on my court experience, but also it was a way to have people come in and express their views. The goal was to bring people to action. We were successful. It was the most attended exhibit that the library had had. I tend not to be one who spends a lot of time looking in the rearview mirror, more inclined to think about what is there to do and how can I do it. The Medal of Freedom, it's sort of hard to focus on the fact that I've received that kind of an honor. What I concluded was that it really wasn't about me. It goes back to Diane, who had the ability to encourage me. It goes back to those paid scholars who do the real work of changing the future. And so in honor of them, it is important to me to be able to recognize them through that medal. Have you been outside to play yet?
Yes.
How was that?
Good.
It's about those people whose shoulders we stand on, who gave me and us the opportunity to be in the position to do the things that we've done. And by remembering and reflecting on Juneteenth, it gives us the opportunity to make progress.